Between fame and money, choose money. The algorithm's not going to feed it to 40 million people. It's going to feed it to who they think want to watch it.
The most money you've made
Overall, in 1 month, probably 1 million, around 1 million.
That is insane.
Back in the day, it's all about consistency. Now it's all about algorithm. I would upload a video, and one day it would have 2 million views.
What would your advice be to someone who wants to get into YouTube?
It's all about the views now. Subscribers really don't matter. You have to adapt and do whatever the algorithm wants you to do. If you look at the statistics and you look at the numbers, I was wrong to be against that.
How much did you lose?
I lost probably some 52 million on that.
Ouch.
Driven.
Hi guys, welcome to another episode of The Driven, and today we have an OG YouTuber with us, Alex from Alex Wassabi. Thank you, Alex, for joining us today for this podcast.
Of course, I'm excited to be here.
We're super excited, and how we do this podcast, we do a quick reveal of the car that we're going to be driving in while we dive into your journey. You want to do the honors?
Sure.
Okay, let's do it.
All right.
All right, guys.
Here
So
we
let's
go.
see which car is this. So we go. 3, 2, 1, go! Oh my God!
Driving for the best, turning hobby to success. It's the Driven.
Oh, it's been a while since I got in a low car. There we go. All right.
All right.
All right. Here we go, here we go.
Wow, we're covered.
Very nice.
We're gonna dive into some YouTube questions now.
Okay.
What is the reason that you started with YouTube?
I started YouTube, I was just a kid, and I was bored. And YouTube wasn't even a thing when I started making videos. Me and my friend Roy, we saw a Jackass, and there was these guys just having fun, being on camera, making silly videos, and we did the same, not knowing what it was going to turn into.
So tell me, what is the most ridiculous thing you've done for a video? And I'm sure you have seen your content, so funny.
There's a lot, but one that pops into my head is with Logan Paul. I rented this movie set, giant fan, and it's strong enough, or they were controlling it with an Xbox controller. It was strong enough to blow you away.
Oh,
so we would get into costumes and try to stand in front of it. We got a giant parachute and tried to stand in front of it, and yeah, we just kept getting blown away, and it was a lot of fun.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Wow, some really cool stuff.
Yeah.
So 20 years, I'm sure you've come up with so many video ideas, so many videos. What was your one favorite all time?
There's this one where I went to the dentist to get my wisdom teeth taken out.
Oh my God, that's the worst.
And then we were filming it, but I don't even remember any of it. I remember getting to the hospital, and then they put me under, they took my teeth out, and then the next thing I know, I woke up and I could kind of remember the nurses putting me in the car.
Oh my God.
And then I remember waking up, and then Roy showed me the video, and I was like, whoa, I was freestyling, I was making jokes, I was just loopy, so loopy.
Oh my God, what were you on?
I was some kind of something, anesthesia or something. It was nice.
Amazing. I need to definitely watch that one.
Yeah.
So tell me, if someone's starting YouTube today, what advice do you give them?
I feel like I'm not even an expert on YouTube anymore. If you asked me about back in the day, I could tell you.
Let's talk about that. Yeah.
Yeah, back in the day, it's all about consistency, being genuine, being yourself. Now it's all about algorithm and trying to just make it brand friendly. So you want to work with brands, you want the algorithm to push it, you want all this stuff. And it'd still be genuine, but there's just a bunch of unspoken rules now in the algorithm that you have to figure out.
Who's your favorite YouTuber currently? And then also back in the days when you started, in 2006.
In 2006 was probably Ryan Higa. Back in the day, because there wasn't very many of us. I think there's probably only maybe 50 YouTubers back then, 100. And now there's millions.
Everyone.
Yeah, now everyone
is a YouTuber.
I'm just so busy. I don't even have time to be a fan. I'm so busy all the time.
If you could swap your life with another YouTuber, your channel with another YouTuber, who would that be?
I don't know, because there's a lot. Mr. Beast, he just I feel like he's just always tired. He's worked so hard. So I don't want that.
You don't want to be sleeping in a warehouse
Yeah.
with $1 billion.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's a hard question. Maybe Casey Neistat. I like his artistry. I don't know if he's still posting, but I like his take on things and the way he decides to shoot things, and it's so casual, but it's so nice.
Right.
Yeah, it's not like it's not like too much work, but it is just like artsy. I like it.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of started with like the artsy content and stuff, and of course changed now, but totally makes sense. So tell me something you've purely done for views that you kind of regret now, or not, who knows, you made you money.
I don't have very many regrets, but the hot stuff, when like eating the one chip challenge or anything gross, I'm not a big fan of gross or hot, but I've done both of them so many times. And you eat that one chip challenge and it just, it's going to suck for like 20 to 30 minutes. You're going to be in pain, and you're still performing as well. So it's rough.
So what is your biggest fear about being a YouTuber?
My biggest fear, well, these days I'm engaged, I'm older, I'm excited to become a husband and a father. So I think my biggest fear is not being able to provide for my future family. I think that's it, because I took care of my family growing up. Like my first paycheck, I bought my parents a house as soon as I was able. I saved up enough.
Wow.
And then I bought everybody in my family a car, and so I took care of everybody. So that was good. But then now that I'm getting older, I'm like, oh, now I have another family I need to take care of. So saving up as much as I can, just to, give my fiance a good wedding, get us a house, hopefully kids soon.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
Like life milestones are coming for you. When is the wedding?
Well, I just proposed like 2 months ago. We made a song together, me and my girlfriend at the time, and then when we filmed the music video, we just sit in front of the music video, or in front of the camera, and shot. After the song was done, I proposed, and she was shocked. Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
We're super excited. Are you posting the videos out on YouTube?
Oh yeah, they're already out. You can watch them right now if you're trying to cry.
Oh, yes, I am trying to cry.
Here's the Next Nation. They got Warner Brothers.
Yes, that's where
entertain.
we're a follow-up question on that. So what if your YouTube career completely disappears tomorrow? What would be the backup?
I guess social media.
Yeah, let's say social media disappears.
Oh, all of social media.
All of social media. And also movies for you. You can't shoot and you can't make content.
I don't know. Before YouTube, before social media, I was a waiter, and I loved being a waiter. It was
I
fun.
saw your podcast where you were like, you're making a lot of money, but you like still love your job so much that you wanted to be there.
And I got fired.
Yeah. Not fired. You said they didn't fire you. This is this last day.
Yeah, they said, well, you're not fired, but this is your last day. I was like, what?
But how much money were you making at that time?
I think on a good month, probably like 1,500.
I mean on YouTube.
Oh, wow. Oh, probably like 20,000 a month.
Oh my God.
And I was a waiter.
The job was paying you $1,500 and you're like still waking up every day and going there and doing 8 hours.
Yeah.
So did leaving kind of like help you, have more time and ideate and like do other things for like YouTube growth?
Yeah. Well, I had a YouTube partner who was Lava Juice now, but Roy Wasabi, he was in college. So when we couldn't film all the time. So since I had nothing to do because he was in college, I was like, I guess I'll just keep being a waiter because all my friends work there anyways. So
I saw that you started a new channel, Spicy Fruit, with your ex-partner. So how did that transition kind of happen?
We actually decided, we split up because we were just dumb kids. Everybody splits up. One Direction split up, the Backstreet Boys and NSYNC. Everybody splits up when you're a kid. Then 8 years passed and we're both very successful. And then we decided to try it again. Let's get back together. Didn't go as planned because YouTube changed. 8 years ago, YouTube was a lot different. So we were trying to bring back nostalgia and stuff, but it just wasn't the same. So we split back up again, but we kept the podcast because we enjoy catching up with each other every week and just making jokes and having guests on. So podcast is our new favorite form of content.
Well, here we are. Us too. So do you think that works better than something that you were doing before?
What, the
Like the
podcast?
podcast content versus like vlogs and, the sketches.
Yeah, I still do vlogs now, especially since the engagement and stuff. I've been
Is it
trying to-
higher on vlogs versus podcasts?
What, views?
Yeah.
Yeah, the vlogs are still better than podcasts, but podcast usually takes a couple of years to get off the ground, and we've been doing it for about a year, maybe a little over a year. So, it's growing. We get sponsors and brands and stuff. So we're just trying to grow that big enough where we can just relax.
So do you also have like shorts strategy, which is kind of different from long form, or not?
Yeah, I got. That's what I gotta focus on more, because I know shorts is where it's at, and I'm really good friends with. I know you had him on here, Nick LMAO.
Yeah.
We're pretty good friends. I see he's like my little brother, so I just gotta take lessons from him. It's just he's 12 years younger than me, so he's doing all the kiddie stuff, all the high energy stuff, and I don't have the energy for that anymore. So he's like, "What's up, guys?" And I can't.
It's like that YouTube voice.
Yeah, I don't know if I have that in me anymore. I think after like 15 years, then COVID hit, and then I was just like burnt out a little bit. So that's when all the streaming and shorts all started taking off, when I started feeling burnt out. So I didn't jump on that, but for the 15 years prior to that, I was all over it. Anything that popped up, I was on it. I was like, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Actually, you touched on a great point, burnout. Like, obviously, a lot of people outside of YouTube just think, is this creating videos? Like, who gets burned out? But talk about that. Like, how is it when you're 20 years into something, you've done everything, like, what causes the burnout?
I think the burnout is because you're pretty much a TV show.
Yeah.
But a lot of the times, especially at the beginning, you're the writer, you're the editor, you're the director, you're the cameraman. So it's all on you. And then especially like back in the day, I would upload a video and one day it would have 2 million views. And then I'm like, oh, and then you have all that pressure. You have 2 million people waiting for content. 2 million people, like you got to keep their attention. You can't let them go because they're going to start watching somebody else. And then that's your livelihood. And it's just a lot of pressure and a lot of go, go, go. And even if you do a huge video and it took you months to prepare or whatever, as soon as that video's done, as soon as you're done filming it and editing it, you're on to the next one. It's not like, okay, I can take a break now. It's like, oh, okay, what's next? Oh, gotta beat that one, gotta beat that one, gotta beat that one. So the burnout is real. It gets tough. You can have a big video and then you feel like you're nothing because your next video was not good. Yeah, so it's a lot.
Yeah, I think that's the main thing. Like, people don't understand that it's a competition with yourself. That's the hardest competition you can be in, because you always try to do your best in the one video you make. All right, so it's time to go back to the podcast studio.
Let's do it. Thank you. Super fun.
All right, cool. Glad to hear it. Ready to get started?
Yeah.
Before we continue, we want to give a big thank you to our sponsor, FunMates, for making this episode possible. If you're a creator looking to grow your YouTube channel faster, FunMates is here to help. They provide flexible capital designed for creators, whether you want to scale up your content, hire a team, or invest in bigger productions. So check out funmates.com today and start scaling your channel.
Alex Wassabi, welcome to the Driven Podcast. Stoked to have you here.
I am excited to be here. Thank you.
So you've been on YouTube for 20 years, and we looked this up before the show. Your channel started in January of 2006.
Yeah, so a month after,
that
something
is
like
OG
that.
status.
I know. Back
How
in
did
the
you
day.
know? How did you know what was going on?
We didn't know. Me and my friend Roy, better known as Guava Juice, formerly known as Roy Wassabi, was we were just kids making silly videos because we saw Jackass on TV and the group of guys just having fun. So we started doing that. We started doing it more and more, and then we're like, where do we put these to show so we can like show or tell our family and friends to go watch it? And then YouTube popped up, and we thought it was like a storage space where like, oh, you can upload it here and you can send a link to your parents or to your friends and they can go watch it. And we did that, and eventually it started getting like hundreds of people started watching it. We're like, wait, what? We didn't send this to that many people, and then thousands, and then eventually millions.
And it was somebody's family camera, right? Was it yours?
It was
or
Roy's dad's
Roy's
camera.
dad's?
And it was really just like every holiday they bring it out. And it was one of those ones where you hold it on the side and you flip out the... Yeah, so it was one of those old ones. It's just all we had. We didn't have a tripod. We used books. We just stacked books. We put it on there. And yeah, we kind of just trial and errored it until we kind of figured it out.
Maybe walk us through the journey. I know it's been 20 years, but give us a recap and we can start to dive in.
I was 15. Roy was 14. I moved onto his street. I was a class clown, and he was just like a self-taught. He taught himself how to play piano, how to play guitar, how to edit, all this stuff. Stuff I wasn't good at. I was just good at being class clown and writing. So I would write all the scripts. He would do all the editing, and it was a perfect match. And we just kept going through that. And then we did that for maybe 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. And then we found out about monetizing. We saw an article.
So it took 5 years.
Yeah, we didn't know. We were just doing it for fun, getting millions of views, not knowing we could get paid. And
Just one button.
Yeah. And we saw an article that was telling us about YouTubers in LA making money. And we're like, making money? We're getting the same views as them. How come we're not making money? And we signed up for this thing called AdSense. And as soon as we did, our first paycheck was like $14,000.
Oh my
Sweet.
God.
And we were like, what? The next one was like 20. Next one was 30.
And you're 15.
Yeah, I'm 50. Or no, I'm like
5
20
years
at this
ago.
time. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Still.
So,
You
yeah,
guys were in
but
college, right?
he was in college.
Okay.
I think we were both at a community college. He transferred to a university. And at that time, our YouTube started taking off. So I didn't go to school because I started focusing on the videos. But he wanted to finish his 2 years. So I continued being a waiter, even though I was making about 10 to 20%, or no, 20 times more than what I was making as a waiter. I still stayed as a waiter because that's where all my friends were, and I had nothing else to do while Roy was in school.
And you got kind of soft fired from that waiter
Yeah,
job, right?
I did. I got, because I wasn't going to work as much. I was always paying somebody to work for me if I didn't feel like going that day. And then if I didn't feel like going that day, I would be out of work, but all my friends are at work. So then I would pay for them to get out of work too. So then we could all hang out. And then eventually my boss was like, hey, I heard you're making more than me and I own this place. So yeah, and I was
Maybe
like,
it's
please
time.
let me continue working. I like working here. It's fun. It's a great atmosphere. And they're like, yeah, but there's other people that really need this job. And I was like, dang, you hit me with the truth like that?
The truth going down at the Texas Roadhouse.
Yeah, Texas Roadhouse. I still love Texas Roadhouse.
That was a bomb spot.
Oh, yeah.
So was that first check when you start to feel like this was a business, or did that come later?
It still came later because I didn't know if that was like a one-time thing. I didn't know if I was a kid, so I didn't think future. I was thinking now. I was like, whoa, what am I going to do with this? The first thing I did was call my dad. It was only $14,000, but I called my parents and I was like, you guys can retire. I got it. I did it. I made it. And they're like, what? And I think, well, back then, you think $14,000 is a lot. Even $100 is like, wow, look at this $100 bill.
Yeah.
But now it's not.
No, but your first check being $14,000
Yeah.
from YouTube, and you didn't even know you could monetize.
Didn't even know.
So you changed it to monetization, and like next month you got your first check.
Yeah.
So a lot of the creators who don't know this, like how do they put themselves on AdSense?
Oh, it's so many buttons. I don't know. I haven't done it in so long.
Okay.
It's been 20 years since, or no, like 15 years since I've set that up, but it's not, I don't think it's too difficult.
You guys start making some money. The channel, how big was the channel at the time when you pulled the trigger on that?
Can't even remember, but I do remember it was around the time our biggest video came out, which
Okay.
I think today has like 180 million or something like that. That's when things really took off. It was with these characters named Richard and Rolanda that we made up. And he made up Rolanda, who was Alex's stalker. And then I made up Richard, which was Rolanda's stalker.
I love it.
So like Richard wanted Rolanda, but Rolanda wanted Alex. Alex didn't want either of them. So it was a fun storyline, and people really liked it.
Cool. So checks start coming in, channel is growing, things are going along. Did you guys start building a team out at that point?
No, we just kept it as us still for a while. And then once he graduated college, we were going to California pretty often for work. So we're like, should we just move there, man? That's where all the YouTubers are. That's where like all the opportunities are. That's where all the like, if we get asked to be cameos from movies and shows, that's where we have to be. So we moved out there, and then that's where we got an editor. And then, that's where we got our first employee.
So initially you had like one editor, and then when did you start growing your team, and like how big did your team get like in this 20 years?
At the beginning, it was just me and Roy. And then it was me, Roy, and our manager.
Then we got a financial team. Then we moved. Then we got an editor. Then that was it for a while. That was it for probably like 5 years. And then once me and Roy split up, like most duos or groups do, like One Direction, whatever, Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, Jonas Brothers, they got back together. We split up, and then we both started growing again. I started doing daily vlogs. He started doing more kids content. And then eventually we decided to get back together and give it another shot. But that didn't work out. But in that time, in those 2 years that we tried to relive our past and bring back nostalgia, we had a big team. We had maybe 7, maybe 10 people on the team. Yeah.
Wow, that's huge. What was the one decision you made on hiring that you were like, I shouldn't have done that?
I think it's a lot tougher to work with friends than you think, because you think like, oh, these are my friends. They'll like look out for me. But in my experience, a lot of the times they know how to get what they want, and they know who you are. They know how to talk to you. Like, hey, oh man, remember like this and that, and they're late, and then you feel weird because it's your friend, so you don't want to be like, hey man, you can't be 5 minutes late, and they're like, dude, it's just 5 minutes. And you're like, yeah, so it clouds the water. I wouldn't recommend being friends, or I wouldn't recommend not keeping the work relationship
professional.
Professional. Yeah.
So a lot of our audience is, up and coming YouTubers, mid-tier YouTubers, maybe some big ones too. Dealing with management, dealing with hiring, dealing with that kind of thing. That's part of where Val's question comes from about a good hire or a bad hire.
Yeah.
I'd love to know who you think was the most critical hire that you've made.
Was probably an editing team, because that takes off so much of off your plate.
Right.
And you get notes, so you get feedback with them, and all they have to do is edit, and then you're paying this much for each edit, and it's very clean cut. There's no taking advantage of you. There's no trying to pull one over on you. It's just very here, this is what I need. They deliver, you give notes, they give it back, done. So I think that really cleared up a lot of time to be creative and focus solely on the creative and the performance and being in front of the camera, rather than having to be like, oh, I got to stay up all night to edit this. So I think that's probably the biggest help. Once small creators, if you're watching, once you get to that level, you're going to be like, oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had done the comedy skit stuff for a while. The channel built on that. And at some point you started migrating to more of a vlog format.
Yeah.
And how was there any kind of pushback internally on that? Are they just kind of following your lead? And then why have you stuck with that?
The vlogging, I think YouTube's all about adapting, and that's what I did for the first 15 years before COVID. And then I would just adapt. Something happened, adapt, change, algorithm change, new platform, new social media, new whatever, new content style, new YouTube wants this now, wants that now. So vlogging became a big part of my life, because after Roy left, I continued to do what we used to do, but it just wasn't as fun without somebody to bounce off of, without one of my best friends at the time. It just felt weird doing it without him. So I started doing daily vlogging because I'm a very visual learner. And I had a friend, FouseyTube, who was a daily vlogger, and we met and we just hit it off, and he just wanted to hang out all the time, but he was always vlogging. So I would see how it works. I'm like, oh, okay. Oh, you need an extra battery. You need to carry a camera. You gotta wherever you go, you don't have to do anything exciting. You just have to make sure you turn the camera on, which daily vlogging these days is called live streaming. So they're just daily vlogging their life, but it's live. Mm-hmm. So I think vlogging is not super alive anymore, but I still do it because I like to document my life, and I just got engaged recently, and I was happy to document that. Yes. I would love to have seen a video of my parents getting engaged and how my dad did it and how they got married. So yeah, I think it's cool to have that for my kids.
So you hired 7 to 10 people in your team. What was the most difficult role that you had to kind of give up in that process? Because some people don't like giving up editing. They're so used to doing their own editing, or maybe creative, or maybe ideation. What was it in your flow?
I think the toughest part was, for pretty much my whole career, I had final say in creative, and I was like, oh, let's do this, let's do that. And then once you have a team, then everybody has an opinion. Everybody's like it got odd because some of the team members would be like, "This is our channel." I'm like, "No, this is my channel." And I don't get that mixed up. But then in their heads, they're like, "Well, we're working on it." And I'm like, "Yeah, but like you're getting paid. You're not paying me. I'm paying you guys. Like this is." So it just got blurry, the team dynamic, and then it's just different opinions, always conflicting, and always. And having friends as well, like they feel like they could talk to you a certain way, so they don't talk to you like a boss, they talk to you like a friend. And then it's like in the real life, you would put them in their place in front of everybody, and I'm not gonna do that because this is my friends, and this is my first time having to be a boss. So it was so. I never want to be a boss again. I didn't like it. I didn't realize how much freedom I had in creating until I kind of went into like a corporate style environment.
I want to actually touch on Ray a little bit. Like, of course, you said this about the team, but how is it having a partner on a channel instead of just running your own channel? Like, how is it different?
I prefer it. I prefer having people to bounce off of. I like to make people laugh. So when I'm with somebody, whether it's Roy, my brother, my little brother, my fiance, I adjust my humor for that person. So I'm kind of like a really like bouncing off people, like House. Did you guys ever watch House?
Yeah.
Where he needs a team to bounce off of because he's good on his own, but he's better with a team. So I always like having somebody there. I've never even lived alone before. I've always had roommates or lived with somebody because I just like it. I like people.
What I'm getting from this, you like Roy because you kind of have the same sync mindset, but with your team, you kind of had a different mindset with, so that you couldn't like them that much. Would you rehire, like if you had all the funds in the world, would you rehire a big team?
I mean, if it made sense, yeah. If I had to, I would probably hire like somebody to be the bad guy though. Like I want to be the happy boss. I want to be the nice guy.
You need an HR.
And then, but every once in a while, I can go to I'm like, hey, can you can you give them a warning or something? And then when they get the warning, I'll be like, what?
Throw the bad guy under the bus.
Who said that?
Oh, this guy sucks.
Let me talk to him.
Yeah.
But you're actually not going to do that thing anymore, right?
Yeah.
What is the one advice you would give to like all our audience that is watching today when they have a partner on their channel?
I think just choose wisely. Make sure that you guys have the same end goal and you are open to communicating and you're not just a one-track minded partner that he's like your way or my way or the highway. That's like not good. You have to be flexible, which I learned I'm not very good at. Like I like having things a certain way too.
They're talking about co-founder dynamics, business partner dynamics. Do you think that there's like roles and responsibilities that can be assigned to people maybe better than how you guys did it? Or is just like, what type of role do you like to play? And what do you think your key weaknesses are that you would hire out?
I would say my favorite role to play is just being on camera, being the creative pretty much only. And then I would have somebody to make sure, like producer, to keep us on schedule, to make sure we have everything we need. And I'm like, okay, this is what I want to do. This is how I want to do it. This is what we're going to need. And then the producer's like, I'm on it. And then they do everything. They make sure everybody's on time. I think that's probably the most important. A director. We used to have this director named Carlos, and he just had a crazy eye for things and little things like the lighting. He was very on lighting, very it was cool to see that he wanted something done. And then once he had it done, you can see on camera what he was seeing in his head. And it's like, oh, that's so cool. So director's important, producer's important. And then an assistant. I've had bad experiences with assistants in the past, but I've also had good experience with assistants, and they do take a lot off your plate. But they also get to learn you personally, and they also take advantage of you. I've had a lot of assistants steal, scheme, try to do underhanded things.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I've had like $100,000 stolen from me over time where he was stealing.
The assistant.
And we were like, it was a really good friend of mine too, and a roommate. And they were just stealing. And then there was this time where like for 6 months I was struggling trying to like finances and trying to figure stuff out. And in that time he was still stealing from me, but he couldn't make it known that he was stealing from me even though I was struggling, because then he wouldn't get the money and he would get in trouble. So he just continued stealing from me even in my time of struggle, even after helping this person for years and years and years. So like, yeah, working with friends, it gets messy. It gets cloudy.
Wow. God, who was that comedian? The guy who blew up really big. I think it's like Dave something. I'm blanking.
Chappelle?
No, it's not Dave Chappelle. His brother-in-law stole like $10 million from him or something. But
I know so many stories of fellow creators. They're like, oh yeah, somebody stole $10,000. I have another friend that said a guy stole a checkbook, wrote $10,000 check to himself, and tried to cash it in, and the bank called him, and they showed him the footage, and it was one of his employees. He's like, how do you think that was going to work?
Yeah.
What?
don't steal.
Yeah.
Don't steal, everybody.
Steal. Yeah. Okay.
So I want to hit reverse and talk a little bit about the director role, because in our interview so far, that hasn't come up. A lot of the time, creators are or YouTube channel managers, creators are handling all of that themselves. How did that come about for you?
Well, the goal was when we got back together, it was to do high production, high. We wanted to have a set. We wanted to be nice. We had like a sliding bookcase for guests to come in. So we wanted it all high-end stuff. So we needed a director to make sure that our vision could be brought to life. But like other creators, like shorts creators or skit creator or like just challenge creators like that, they don't need a director. But for what we were trying to do at the time, we needed one. We were trying to have a whole show, like pretty much a TV show feel to it. So that's why we had the director. But so I've had, out of the 20 years, I had a director for like a year and a half or 2 years.
Okay. Did you believe that because of the nature of YouTube at the time, that high production form of content was going to be a banger, and then it just wasn't? Like, what didn't work about the content?
I think since back in the day, we were getting billions of views with what we were doing. So we were trying to emulate that, use the nostalgia to try to bring that same format into the modern time. But that YouTube, if you're doing something that was popular a year or 2 years ago, 5 years ago, in our case, 8 years ago, it's just not going to work. You have to adapt and do whatever the algorithm wants you to do now, whatever is popular now, whatever's trending now. So you can't really... Nostalgia worked for like the first few months. And then eventually you have to work the algorithm. I feel like YouTube nowadays is more focused on new viewers than it is current viewers. So like if you have a certain amount, if you have like 1 million, 10 million, whatever subscribers, and you post a video, they're not all going to be notified. Back in the day, they would be. Now it's all algorithm. They're like, even if they're subscribed, if YouTube doesn't think they want to see it, they're not going to feed it to them. They're not going to notify them. So it's all about the algorithm and figuring out what the audience and YouTube and brands want these days.
I know you've diversified a lot since then. Did that experience kind of turn you off to YouTube at all?
Which one?
The revisiting the nostalgia, the high production thing, the money wasn't there, didn't work.
We just had a lot of hopes, and we put a lot into it, hoping we're like, okay, this is because Roy and I, we both had huge careers after we split up, and then it started fizzling, and we're like, okay, what's next? And we both started thinking back to the days, like how much fun we had back at where it started, back when we were just kids having fun, and we wanted to go back to that, but didn't work out. I don't know. We just put a lot into it, and it sucks that it didn't work out. But I learned a lot of lessons, and I got a lot of leeches out of my life that I didn't know about, like that assistant, or like my financial team. Like at the time, I was paying them a lot, and I'm like, you guys did you really think you're doing enough work for how much I'm paying you? And so I got a lot of leeches out of my life. So I feel like my fiance always says things happen for a reason, and that's the main reason I think that we went through all this.
Do you have like any regrets on like why it didn't work out? Is there anything you could have done differently for it to be a different outcome?
I don't think I have too many regrets. I wish that I was more stern and more firm and more like, hey, we're doing this. We're going this way, instead of trying to be the nice boss and be like, oh yeah, okay, well, I guess we'll try that out. Or yeah, let's film both ways and see which one works. But I think I just wish I would have like taken a class on how to be a boss, because I've always been the nice guy. I've always been positive. I've always taken care of people. So I thought I could fit that role, but I couldn't.
Was there somebody who was like watching the budget really closely?
Yeah, there was. But we were just like not thinking about money. We were thinking about succeeding. And I think having the weight of the team, because if we didn't succeed, our team was out of a job too.
Right.
So having that extra pressure and having all this stress and all these emotions flying, and it was just a lot. So I wouldn't do it again, but I don't think I have any regrets, because I also got one of my best friends back from childhood. So we weren't really friends for like probably 8 years, but we were friends from 12 until 25. So however many years that is, 17 years? Is that right?
That's very
or 12
long.
years?
I'm not good at that kind of math.
I don't know. Well, we were friends for years and years and
think
years. Saw each
21
other every
years.
day. And then all of a sudden we moved to California, and then we don't see each other for 8 years.
Oh my.
So getting him back in my life was a big blessing.
And do you think like you could have done different type of content for that, or you know, that's all you knew for that moment?
Yeah, that's all we knew. That's all. We were like, oh, if we're going to get back together, the audience is going to want what they used to get. And we actually tried a bunch of different stuff. But one thing that came out of it, which I didn't know I was going to enjoy, was we made a podcast together. And that we're still doing that. We shut down our group venture like over a year ago, I think. And we're still doing the podcast because it's just fun and we enjoy it. And we like talking to each other and getting to know each other and talking to guests and getting to know them, and pretty much just making each other laugh every time we get on there. And if I could go back in time when he called me and said, hey, let's get back together, I would have said, let's just do a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And then let's collab on each other's channels instead of trying to build another channel from the ground up.
Yeah, how difficult is that, by the way? Because I always see these creators, like they have 11 million followers like
Yeah.
you, but then they go on and just start a new channel. Like, how difficult is it to get followers?
Oh, it's very hard. It's very hard. I can't remember, but I remember looking at the statistics, and it's a very tiny, tiny % chance that you will become successful. Even if you had all the camera equipment, all the lighting, all the help, even if you had like the highest end cameras, the like best team, doesn't mean you're gonna be successful.
I want to know about how Alex thinks about strategy. You know, are there like strategic moves that you've made over the years that were the wrong ones, the right ones, as you were kind of, even maybe during the early days when you were still with Roy? Because like that's where a lot of our audience is. You know, they're at these maybe inflection points where the algorithm's changing. Do they stick with what they should? How do they get an idea on where to evolve next, and how to stick with what's still true to them?
Yeah, I'm actually in the same boat. I'm trying to figure it out because back then I knew what to do. I'm like, oh, you got to be consistent. You have to make sure. I would give advice to everybody that wanted advice. They'd be like, what kind of advice do you give me? I would say, stay consistent. Even if you're not getting views, make sure your videos are good. So when you do hit that one video that takes off, you have a good library, and you don't have just shitty videos that people like, they watch the big one and like, wow. And then they go to the next one and like, oh, never mind. And then, so you want to have that. And that's the advice I would give them now. Now it doesn't really matter what your previous video was or your next video is. It's about the current video. If it does good, then it does good. And then you have to move on to the next one. And that one isn't really going to help. It's just like this video standalone, which is kind of like, you know, Marvel. Like they switched to standalone movies now. But in the past, obviously, you had to see that movie to understand that movie, to see that movie to understand that movie. That's what YouTube used to be like. It's like, oh, this one, and they want to see the next one. They want to see the next one. Now it's all about that one video. And you have to focus on that one video and then focus on the next video. And it doesn't really matter because the algorithm will pick it up. You could have the worst video ever. It had like 1 view. The next video has 1 million because you did something correct in the algorithm.
So does that affect like character development if you're building a character on the channel over time? If each video stands as its standalone product? I'm having a hard time reconciling the idea of building kind of this idea of a long-term audience, but you don't really have a long-term audience.
Yeah.
So, I mean, how should creators be thinking about that right now? Like consistency in posting, but what about consistency in character and style format?
You mean characters like Richard Orlando, like my old characters?
Well, one thing I know is that every creator we've interviewed is not the same person when they're sitting at our table as they are on camera. You know, that's the character.
Yeah.
It's the brand.
In my younger days, I was like, what's up, guys? It's YouTube. Welcome to YouTube. Today we're going to do this. And I just don't have that in me anymore. I'm 35 now. I'm engaged. I'm more thinking about family and getting married and settling down and figuring out the next steps in life. But that character was exhausting. And yeah, I think Building, I guess it's still important to build a community and build like that character, and everybody's excited to see that character. But I'm trying to figure out the more genuine, like me. I just want to be me instead of a character.
Right.
And that's the goal now, is just to build a community that's happy with that, and I don't have to be on all the time. And like I stream now, and that's where you really understand, like you can't just be on all the time because they see everything. So you just have to be yourself, and the people that like you will find you, and that's it. Yeah.
Actually, I noticed that there was a time, and this might feel like kind of a hard pivot, but it's in kind of the strategy realm. Around kind of like monetization sources. And at some point, maybe if views aren't there anymore, you've got to start branching out and thinking differently. I know some videos on your channel are like behind a membership paywall.
Yeah.
And I've talked to a lot of business owners, creators who are curious, like, do I do that? Do I do the Patreon route? Do I do some kind of like membership? How did that play out for you?
It didn't work out well for me.
Why?
Because I think we were just so new, and we tried to build that up. I think you need an audience and a community, like a big following before, and then you have to get these people, then they want this stuff. But we tried to do it like from the get-go, so they didn't really have an emotional connection to us yet. And so like they didn't feel like, oh, why would I spend this? I can just watch what they have now. And they weren't like constant, like, oh my gosh, I need more, and then go to that. So I think that's more of a later move than it is for like an early creator.
Did
or
you
a
see
new
the
channel.
numbers could have been really exciting versus putting that same kind of energy into just better content development? Like, is there a trade-off there?
Yeah, I think you just gotta work on building the audience first before you try to do any of the extra stuff like Patreon or YouTube memberships or anything like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I think one of the creator on our podcast said like emotional connection, like which you touched on, is super important, because otherwise you're just like scrolling through forever. But then once you feel emotionally connected to someone, then that's when you want to pay for that content. So that makes a lot of sense. Well, you have been doing 20 years of videos.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to think of, like almost as old as like YouTube. How old is YouTube actually?
1 month
years.
younger than his channel.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh my God. You were just like, that is insane. So what is like the biggest sacrifice you've made for your channel in these 20 years?
Probably just time. Like friends would go out or go on trips, and they'd be like, what are you doing? Well, I got to edit. I got to film. I got to do this. I got to do that. So time is usually the biggest sacrifice, but it's worth it for some.
Yeah, of course. He was telling me in the car, he used to get like 100 people asking for pictures
That's
in
fun.
his peak time, which
Oh
is...
yeah, I was telling her, she was like, what would you tell people that want to be in your position? I was like, if you have a choice between fame and money, choose money. Fame is overrated. It's cool, it's fun, but it comes with a lot, and it's not like you can turn it off. If you're famous, you're famous. You can't go to the grocery store without taking 20 pictures. I told her at my peak in my career, I was living in Hollywood, and there would be 20 to 50 kids outside every day, and the only exit to walk out of. So if I wanted to go to the grocery store, if I had to go pick up a delivery or something outside, I have to encounter this. And I'm fine with taking pictures. It's just all the time, every day. I just want to go get a haircut. I can't. I have to have somebody come to the apartment. Unless I want to, like, wherever you go, it takes an hour longer because you have to stop and take pictures. So the fame it's cool at first, and everybody's like, I want that so bad. They're like, you're being so cocky, like, oh, too many pictures. No, real life is not like that.
Right.
Real life is every day of your life is that.
So as your channel's evolved a lot over the years, where are you at now, and what's the kind of strategy driving it?
Before, my whole strategy was, once you started making money for the first time at a young age, I was like, okay, both my parents worked 2 jobs each growing up my whole life. And I had 3 siblings, so it was 4 of us. So even at a young age, I just always wanted to give back. I'm like, how can I help them? Because they work so hard. I want to work too. I want to contribute. And then I started making some money, and I was like, whoa. First thing I did, call my parents. I said, hey, I'm going to take care of you guys. This is it. And then eventually I bought all the members of my family a car. I bought my parents a mansion.
Amazing.
And after that, I kind of lost my drive. Because I was like, oh, I did it. But I'm only like 26 or 27 at the time. I'm like, what do I do now? And then I still kept playing the role, kept doing it, kind of burning out, but keeping it to myself. Just not really having a goal. I was like, I have money. I took care of my family. What do I do now? And then COVID hit. And then that's where I was like, oh, now I can't even leave the house. Like I was barely making it, continuing what I was doing. Now I have to do it with all this loneliness. So I think COVID really hit me hard with the burnout and the slacking, I guess. Taking a break, but slacking and not really putting the career first. I kind of just took a break. I was like, oh, the rest of the world's taking a break. I'll take a break too. When I should have stepped it up.
Yeah.
And
That
like,
was the
okay,
year.
yeah, that was the year. That's when all the streamers started taking off. And I should have been streaming. I should have been doing this. I should have been doing that. But I talked myself into thinking, oh, you deserve a break. It's fine. You can always jump back on.
That still might have been true, by
Yeah.
the way.
Yeah.
That you did deserve a break.
I did, yeah. But
I think YouTube had the highest viewership in 2020.
yeah. And then I think now, so I kind of got lost and burnt out and I didn't know what to do. And then now I have a new motivation. I have a fiance. We both really want to have kids one day. I have a wedding coming up. I have to find shelter for us. So I have to pay for a house. So this year I've been really grinding and just going all in. And I have the same drive and fire in me that I had for when I wanted to take care of my parents. So I'm excited to see how it turns out.
Yeah, and we're
Yeah.
excited for you. Like, we love the podcast and everything. Okay, so tell us, like, if someone's starting a channel today, like, what is the process or system they should definitely follow?
I forgot who said this, but some old smart guy said, everything that's original has already been created. So there's this book, I can't remember what it's called, but it tells you about how to be creative in this day and age, where you have to take inspiration from people and make it your own because everything original has already been made. So I think that's a good way because you see a lot of successful creators these days, they just find something that's doing really well and they just do their own take on it and then it does really well for them. And at first I was really against that. I was like, what? That's just lazy. You're just stealing other people's ideas and you're just doing it because theirs did good and you're copying the exact thumbnail and all that stuff. But if you look at the statistics and you look at the numbers, I was wrong to be against that. Like that's what does well. That's what, don't copy somebody like exactly, but take inspiration. If like when I grew up, I watched a lot of TV shows and movies and I would take those formats and then be the class clown and bring them into the class and find out what worked. And so you got to think of it as like being inspired, not stealing. And also not directly stealing. Just be inspired by other people. I think that's a good way of looking at things.
So to make that, almost tactical, is that staying current,
Yeah.
like paying attention to what's working,
Yeah.
paying attention to the channels that are growing if you can, and then is there what we haven't talked about are like specific processes that either that like help you manage things and keep you current. You mentioned consistency was really critical. What goes into that consistency for you to allow you to do it? We know that you upload once a week pretty much regularly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, how do you do that?
So right now I do once a week, but back in the day it was every single day.
Right.
Every single day I would wake up, get ready, phone, camera, wallet, keys. That's what I always had on me at all times. And you just got to find your groove, find your niche, and then just stick to that. And then once things start working, then figure out a schedule and be like, okay, this is what I do every day. It's like training for a boxing match. It's like, oh, this is what I got to do every day. This is how I do it. This is what I'm not going to want to do it sometimes, but I have to do it. So I think just finding what works for you, finding the schedule, finding your routine.
Yeah.
And that's the easiest way.
And when you upload a video, like, what do you actually look for, like, in analytics? Like, break it down for us.
I have an analytics guy for that now.
Nice.
Nice. So team is important.
Yeah, so I'm friends with Mr. Beast, and he's always said you have to have like back in the day you just made a video and your audience loved it, they get
Yeah.
notified. Now
Yeah.
you have to within the first 3 seconds you have to hook them. You have to come up with something like, guys, guess what? Guys, get this. And so it's become very I don't even know how to explain it, but
Formula driven?
Yeah, it's very formula driven, very algorithm driven. Like you have to cater to brands now. You have to be advertiser friendly. You have to just hook people. You have to, it's very ADHD. It's like boom, 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 this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened. You have to keep their attention. And that's just what this generation is. Like I'm pretty sure it's the shortest attention span in all of history is this generation.
I think everyone has ADHD.
You have to cater to them for that. Yeah.
So what are the analytics you're looking at? Is it retention? Is it more like
retention.
CTR? Like when do you know the video is successful other than revenue?
There's retention. What percentage of them stay after 30 seconds?
Okay.
What's the target?
I think a good one is like 70 is like good. Anything below 70 is like, oh, you could do better. 80 is really good. Anything above 80 is phenomenal. Percentage of people staying after 30 seconds. Because the attention span of people these days, they're ready to click. And like I've done this too. I'm guilty of this too. I'm watching something and they have about 10 seconds before I scroll, or like maybe 5 seconds before I scroll. If I'm not connected to this, I'm like, like, cause it's not a big deal for us. It's life changing. Like one subscription is like, that helps us so much. To them, it's just a click, but they don't know me. They don't care. They're not like, they don't understand, like, this is my livelihood. So they're just like, whatever. He won't even know. How is he going to know? How would he know? Yeah.
Okay, so average view, 30 seconds is really important. Retention is
70%.
30?
70%?
70%.
30 seconds.
For 30
of people
seconds,
continuing to watch after 30 seconds is really good. The main drop off is like after 3 seconds. That's where most people, boom, it drops because they just want to see if they want to watch it. And if you don't hook them in those 3 seconds, they're like, whatever. Next. So that's probably the most important one is the first 3 seconds.
If there was 5 creators sitting right here and they were all like, we can't get our audience now to go past 15 seconds. We're all stuck at 30%. What is the like key advice that you'd help them get over that hump?
If you look at creators from my day and age, the golden era of YouTube.
The golden era.
You'll see we have like intro openings, like 10-second intros, like doo-doo-doo, wasabi, ba-ba-ba, and boom. And they're like, what's up, guys? How are you guys doing today? Today, we're going to do this or that or this. Now they're like, the video starts, it's like, boom, guys, guess what? Look at this. That's an elephant. I'm going to ride it. Let's go. And within 3 seconds, you're on the elephant.
Okay.
And like back in the day, you'd be like, hey, meet this elephant. His name's Henry. Let me tell you about him. Oh, and then the intro drops. It's like 10 seconds. So you don't even really get on the elephant. I've never had an elephant in my video, by the way. But you don't get on the elephant until like a minute into the video. Now you have to be on that elephant within 3 seconds.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's like, just like very fast paced. I don't mind it. It works for a lot of people, but I'm hoping that like it goes full circle and comes back eventually to like the more organic, more like get to know them kind of away from the algorithm situation. I don't want to sound like a boomer, but that's just what I grew up with. So that's what I enjoyed. I like making people feel. I like making people cry. I like making people smile. My whole catchphrase is, if you're not smiling, you're doing it wrong. And I just really like that. But I don't know. Maybe it'll come back. We'll see.
Do you think that's playing into the whole your subscriber count doesn't lead to the video because one, you have to be like hot in the moment each time, but you can't really build a long-term relationship with an audience that way.
Yeah, that's why I would go to VidCon back in the day and I would know everybody. All the creators are there. I'm like, whoa, it would be so fun. Now, like in the past like 5 years, if you go to VidCon, there's a bunch of TikTokers, there's a bunch of Instagram influencers, there's a bunch of this. It's not just YouTube anymore, so it's very confusing. But you'll see when we go to meet and greets, the YouTubers have hundreds, thousands of people in line. And a lot of the TikTokers and a lot of the the quick pace, like ADHD type content creators, they'll have millions of followers and they'll be in line and there's nobody because they don't have emotional connection. People will watch them and be like, oh, cool. But they won't go out of their way to go meet them and sign up to meet them and do that because they don't feel a connection with them. They are little blips of their life, like 5-second clips, like, 10-second clips. When back in the day, it would be 20, 30-minute videos and they would sit there and they'd be like, oh my gosh, I'm so proud of him. I'm so happy for him, even though they don't know me. So I think it's just like it's a weird thing to see. I don't know. I wonder what's going to happen. What's in the next 10 years? what are the creators now going to be saying when they're in my position, when they're older and they're like, oh yeah, back in the day.
I should have moved to VR earlier.
Yeah. It's going to be something
Should have built my Roblox following.
Or I should have done a short because now it's just like 30 minutes of content that works.
Yeah.
I never know what goes
Do you think
on.
there's opportunity for those like short form TikTokers who've built up a large following? I think a lot of people are getting tuned in now, if they're not already, to like, well, YouTube is where the money's at when you don't have brand deals. And brand deals are super intermittent, unpredictable in a lot of ways. And most creators are kind of just waiting for one to show up. They don't have a whole lot of agency over creating them. What would your advice be to someone like that who wants to get into YouTube, but feels like they're starting from scratch? You know, they don't know any YouTubers. They're kind of TikTokers. They might not know a lot of other TikTokers too. You know, what does getting started on YouTube take now? But if you have an existing following somewhere else.
I think, yeah, definitely use your audience and push them towards that. But if I was a TikToker trying to get into YouTube and I'm used to making these fast-paced little videos, shorts is the way to go. YouTube's always weird because back in the day, they wanted original content. Then they wanted longer format content. And then all of a sudden, TikTok started doing well, so YouTube had to compete with TikTok. So they started being like, okay, here's shorts. Now we just want shorts. So now it's like, what? You wanted long form. Now you want short form. And so if I was a TikToker trying to make it on YouTube, I would enter with shorts, and then kind of how Nick did it. Nick LMAO, you guys had him on. He was huge in shorts. He's had hundreds of millions on shorts, and then now he's doing long form, and it's doing good. So I think use your strengths from TikTok or whatever platform you're on. Go to YouTube, build on shorts, which is a lot easier. You get paid less than you do for long form, but it's a lot easier to make an audience with shorts and then try to translate it into long form eventually after you figure out what your YouTube audience likes.
And go look at channels probably like Nick's. Go back in time, look at that. What was that first long form that he did, and how did that relate to the same time as when the shorts were coming out? How do those two things integrate?
Yeah, and then also like you said, don't worry about subscribers. Subscribers is kind of like oh, look at my numbers. Like, it doesn't really mean anything anymore because you could have like 40 million subscribers and only get 100,000 on a video, even though you have 40 million, because like the algorithm is not going to feed it to 40 million people. It's going to feed it to who they think want to watch it. So it's all about the views now. Subscribers really don't matter.
Yeah, that is very true.
Yeah.
Tell us one smartest decision you ever made with your channel.
Could be strategic. We'd love to know financial.
I think smartest decision was, dang, there's just so many.
Fantastic.
Give us like top 3.
Do you today or?
I think, well, it's a lot of people aren't going to agree with this, but I think letting them into my life, like, I don't feel like it's invasion of privacy because I'm choosing to put my life out there, and I'm not live streaming, so I am live streaming, but I'm not IRL live streaming, so I can still choose what to put there. Like, I can go back and take this out. I'm like, oh, if like that joke didn't land, I could take it out. If I don't want my kids to be in every video, then I don't have to. It's just like picking and choosing, but I really enjoy having the audience know me for me. So when I go out in public and somebody sees me, they're like, oh my gosh, congratulations on your engagement. Or, oh, how's the pregnancy going? Or, oh, how is your leg okay? Because they know that I hurt my leg in some basketball game or something.
Yeah.
So I really like having that sense of community and letting them know, or like not just being like, oh my God, can I take a picture? And then they leave. Or like they don't know me, they're just using me. And now they really do know me. And it's so interesting to see that whenever it pops up in real life.
And what about financially? Was there like a bet that really paid off?
A big bet that didn't pay off.
Right.
I never really, I was very careful with money. Like I have a lot invested. I have properties and stuff. So I never really took really big bets financially except for once.
Yeah, so let's talk about that one. Which one did not pay off?
That was me and Roy getting back
Yeah,
together.
that was the big
the big
production.
The big one. Yeah.
How much did you lose on that?
Okay. Well, I think with finding out like everything I was getting stolen from and everything, I don't have an exact number, but I would say I probably spent $750,000 to $1 million.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Wow.
Lost probably $750,000 to $1 million on that.
So YouTube
Ouch.
is tough, really tough.
YouTube's tough. Yeah,
And you need capital, of course.
Why did you guys bring investors in on that?
Well, we just weren't we haven't been together in so long, and both our channels, we were at peaks at one point, but we got back together because they weren't doing as well.
Okay.
So we had no proven model to go to investors and be like, hey, look what we used to be. We can probably do that again if you want to give us $1 million on the chance that we might. So it's hard to get investors for things
Right.
from a startup. Yeah.
But it would have helped, right? If you
Oh,
hadn't.
That would have been nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. It's not working out.
Yeah.
Or it might have worked out because
Yeah.
maybe you took different decisions with the investment. All right. So tell us like the most money you've made on a single video in your entire 20
On a
years.
single video?
Yeah.
Oh, that's hard.
Or in a single month, let's say.
Oh, okay, in a single month. Probably like 1 to 1.2 million.
On just AdSense.
No, like on one big brand deal, or like
Okay.
in addition to AdSense and the big brand deal. And like I had 3 brand deals that month, and one of them was like a crazy amount, and then also AdSense. So all overall in 1 month, probably 1 million, around 1 million.
That is insane. So
Yeah.
everyone watching this right now, like this is why they want
Goals.
to be YouTubers.
Yeah, it
because
was-
1 million, but you also lose 1 million when you do
Yeah, I
it.
also lost $1 million. So
Right. So give us a breakdown on the the revenue you're getting now. How much is coming from AdSense versus brands versus maybe Twitch?
most
or
of my
different-
revenue is AdSense and live streaming now on Twitch.
Oh,
Okay.
So twitch.tv/Alex Wassabi. I'm on there probably like 3 to 5 times a week. I'm on there for a few hours and just catching up, talking to people live. It's so cool. And like a lot of times the YouTube video come out, so then that night I'll live react with the audience. And so some of them don't, they like wait to watch it for the first time with me so I can give them commentary on it. And a lot of them watch it and then they come back and watch it again with me on live. So I think the most fun I'm having right now is with live streaming.
Why not do the YouTube live?
I think I feel like YouTube live is cool, but Twitch is primarily focused on live. Like
Yeah,
that's their
right.
bread and butter. That's what they do. YouTube has live, but it's not fully focused on live. They also have they have a live like Twitch. They have shorts like TikTok. They have YouTube like YouTube, but Twitch is live streaming only. So I don't know. Would you go to a doctor that knows that can cover the whole body in his knowledge, or somebody that specifically targets the one thing you need? Like if my shoulder hurts, I don't want to go to a doctor that knows full body. I want a specific shoulder doctor.
Sure,
And
yeah.
I feel like that's what Twitch is.
I love the idea of the live reaction to your own content with a live community. I think that is super cool.
Yeah.
Very cool, actually.
And so for the if most of your revenue is coming from Twitch now, is that from like the tipping and the like gifting, or is it like embedded ad revenue because of the the large concurrent viewer count, or
It's both. I
Okay.
feel like it's even from both. I wouldn't say most of my revenue is. I would say like 60% is from Twitch, and then 40% is from everything else, like other social media, other like my merch store, my YouTube. But yeah, Twitch is really cool, and my favorite thing to do on there is every once in a while there's like a bunch of new people that found me, like, oh my God, Alex Wassabi, you were my childhood, and I always ask, hey guys, what was the age you were when you first saw any part of my content ever, and what age are you now? And hundreds of people will respond, and they always say their age / their age now. And every single one is over a decade. They're like, I was 6, now I'm 20. I was 10, now I'm 28. I was 15, now I'm 35 now I'm 30 with kids, and I'm married, and now my kids are watching your videos. I'm like, so yeah, the live streaming, it's really cool.
And when did you start Twitch?
Like 6 months ago,
Oh,
maybe
okay, so
7
it's
months ago.
pretty
I'm still a
new.
baby in it. Yeah.
Yes. I want to give a quick shout out to our media partners, Creatorland and Creator Logic. And thank you to our car partner, Drive LA. Thank you all for your support. What is the income stream that you wish you had built earlier for yourself?
Oh yeah, streaming. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I wish, because I have a lot of friends that started in COVID, and
Yep.
they said like now they're getting like maybe like just some of them get like maybe 3,000, 5,000 a month. But they said back in COVID streaming days when everybody was home, they would get 5,000 in an hour.
have you seen Sully Gnome?
No.
So check out Sully Gnome. Audience, check out Sully Gnome if you're into live streaming on Twitch stuff. It's API, all of the stats, everything you could ever want to know about a channel. They've just tapped the API. It's all there.
Oh, wow.
So what's interesting to your point is if you go and look at like Aiden or Nick Merckx or Tim the Tapman or any of these guys, and they're like average concurrent viewer rate prior to COVID, it's a full-blown mountain.
Yeah.
A lot of that had to do with Warzone and stuff too. I'm a gamer. Sorry, guys, I am a gamer. But the relationship between the live audience and the existing long form, which we're super used to, is an adaptation to this other theme that you've been talking about around community building. And that there's this gap that exists for long form and short form content creators where it's maybe there's comments, but it's so async that, and maybe the comments are just there's so many of them. And like, does the person come back and like check their notifications to see if someone commented type thing? I think that's a really good note for our viewers, for our listeners on adapting to new modern things. Cause also YouTube audiences are very young and they also love Twitch and or live environments. So were you observing friends and seeing what they were doing and being like, I'm going to try that too? Or was it that a couple other experiments where you're like, and Twitch was just one of those experiments?
I had friends for years trying to get me to do Twitch, trying to get me to live stream, and they're like, "Dude, I'm telling you, you're known, your old audience is probably on there, and when they find you, they're gonna be like, oh shit!" And every single time I go live, there's somebody that pops in like, "No way!" and they're like, "Whoa!" And then I find new audience too. Like the other day or yesterday, I think someone came in and said, "Wow, this is you're a pretty entertaining guy. Who are you?" And then I was like, "I'm Alex Wassabi." And then like live, they went to my Instagram and they're like, "Whoa, you have 3 million followers on Instagram." And I was like, "What do you see how many views I have on YouTube?" And they went to YouTube and they're like, "Oh my God, you have almost 5 billion views on YouTube." And I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Wow, well, you have a new follower." So it's a great place for the old followers to find me and then also for new viewers to find me. And it's live.
It sounds like it's energizing.
It is. It's so cool to like, they could just come in there and ask a question and then have me answer it right away. And they're like, whoa, like it's just crazy access.
How many hours in a day do you do that?
Probably like 3 hours every other day, 3 to 4 hours every other day. Yeah. But I do have some friends that do like 12 hours a day every day. They don't leave their house. And I'm like, dang. But you got to do what you got to do.
Well, we have one question we like to ask our guests.
Yeah.
Put on your CEO hat for a minute.
Let's say you were the CEO of YouTube for 1 year. What are like the major changes you would make?
Nothing. I think YouTube's doing great. And if you're watching, please push my channel. That'd be great. I think they're doing what they need to do. If I was in their spot, they're making money moves. They're like doing whatever makes money, and that's exactly what you should do as a business, and that's what I would be doing. So I'm sure they're doing a way better job than I could. I don't even know how to explain it. Just what it was back in my day, that'd be cool, but you can't dwell. You got to adapt, and that's what I've been doing my whole YouTube career. I started with making crazy videos with Roy, skits, and then challenges, and then experiments, and then vlogging, and then live streaming, and then like high-end quality stuff. So you just have to adapt with the times and make sure that you just focused on that. Because like, if you think about like, if you want to be popular today, a good way to do it is like anime or like K-pop, because that's all popular right now. But if you tried to do like what Michael Jackson did back in the day, it's a different time. That was like the biggest thing in the world back then. But if you did that now, it's not going to work. So you have to figure out what's working now, take inspiration from creators that you like, and a lot of trial and error.
Is there anything specific about their live product that you think they could enhance?
What do you mean?
The YouTube live product compared to?
I haven't fiddled with it very much. I'm still learning Twitch. It's been 6 months. I'm still trying to every day I figure out something new. I'm like, so I haven't really given YouTube live a chance, but if you want me, let me know.
Yeah. Can you not go live like simultaneously on both platforms?
Oh, you can, yeah. I don't really, because
you got to babysit both audiences at the same time.
And you got to look at both chats. I would love to find like some help and give a portion of my live stream earnings to somebody and kind of like a partnership that way where I'm like, oh, you get 10% if you just help me run the back end, help me like change, like just do all the tech stuff. Cause you have to be more tech savvy on Twitch than you do on YouTube because you're by yourself and you have to fix things on the fly. Right. So if I had like a helper for that, that would be cool. And I would give him like a certain percentage. And if I grow, he grows. So if he works hard and I work hard, we both grow. That'd be cool.
There's got to be somebody out there for that.
Yeah.
Someone who's watching this podcast right now.
Somebody's going to get a new job.
Hit me up. Who wants a percentage of my stuff?
For our last question, I wanted to ask you, what is next for Alex Wassabi?
Family is definitely next on YouTube. I want to remain consistent, keep my life going on there, keep documenting. But my biggest, I would love for my main like bread maker to be the podcast, Spicy Fruit, Roy and I, our podcast, and live streaming. If those could be my two main things I do, and then also continue doing YouTube because I've done it forever and I want to document my life, that would be the goal.
I love it.
Awesome. Thank you again.
Thanks so much for being here, Alex. Awesome having you.
Anytime.
All right, guys. So that was Alex Wassabi for us, and he has a small message for you.
Make sure you guys subscribe and like this video so that this beautiful podcast can bloom into what it's always meant to be.
I love that.
Oh, thank you so much.
Cool. Well, Alex, amazing to have you here. Thank you. It's awesome hearing your story.
Thank you.
Raven.